All right, guys, so we are live. I'm kind of still updating the picker wheel as we get started here, so you guys can you guys can see the process and how I go about this. Hopefully it won't take too long, but this is what I've been doing most of this morning, is just kind of finishing up the picker wheel, which does take a little bit of time. Just because I have to go through and make sure there's no duplicates, and then once I do the Facebook list, I go to the web list, then I try to respond to comments in the meantime, and when I do all that, it kind of throws things off a little bit, um, as well as responding to messages regarding like different prizes and whatnot. So it can get a little bit backed up a little bit, but we try to do our best here, and then like to kind of get things going. So that's where we're at here. So I'm going to just double check that we're live. We should be good. Hey Gary, you're not on the wheel for either one. Okay. You made sure that you were on the comments and everything like that? Just double checking. That's why I'm asking, because I know someone else mentioned that. I think it was Prax. Prax mentioned he wasn't showing up on YouTube. And I'll show you guys what I see as well. But yeah, I'm just kind of updating the wheel as we go here. So just kind of making sure that we get everything sorted here, just so that everyone has a shot if they want it. Like, I'm not trying to exclude people on purpose or anything like that. Let me just make sure I'm getting this going here. Let's see. Vikings. And Prax, I did see you hopped on here. I didn't see you on the YouTube list. I can show you what I'm seeing, and let me know what I'm looking at wrong or whatnot. I'm sure there's just something went a little haywire there. We'll definitely take a look at it. Let me just finish off this list though. Thank you guys for hopping on to the live stream. We will be starting shortly. I just have one. Nope, that's duplicate. Okay. All right, let me save this as the web list. And basically what I did for web, and just so you guys kind of are aware of how I go about the process. So with Sundays, it's a lot easier. I can just copy and paste. Like, I just grab all this and just make sure I have all the comments. Then from there, I paste it basically in a Word or like a note. Then I one by one drag and kind of save it into the list. So that's how I go about this. So like the list should be pretty solid and up to date, because I usually do it up to the last minute. That's why I always start the lives a little bit late, because I like try to give everyone as much wiggle room on that. As for what's going on here with Facebook as well, same thing. I grab the link or grab them all and put them in. You can see like these ones got it put in yesterday, so I made sure that all of them are in. Right, so open, and this is what I see is right. Those are the last two, Johnny J and Redneck. So those two guys are there. And then let me go ahead and let me go to YouTube first to get the link, and then we'll talk about figuring out what's going on with the comments, because I don't think I saw anything on it. So anyway, first let me start here. Let's see. Hey Gary, yeah. Did you purposely? So Gary, did you have any trouble? Okay, had trouble getting on there. You can see the Discord, but having trouble with YouTube. Okay, so we'll figure that out in a second here. Hey, John Jensen, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Prax, hello, hello. Francis Zegan, hello. Nice to have you here. We're going to grab the link here. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're going to hit that. We're going to put it into our live stream section here, and then we're going to take a look at what's going on. I guess YouTube is having some issues potentially with updating names for the picker wheel. That got put in, but it didn't have the live stream link. We'll edit it. Add. Enter. Okay, there we go. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to YouTube. I'm going to show you guys what I see in terms of looking at comments on that video. So let's hop over here. So Saturday contest for Facebook, I believe, is what Prax is talking about. Saying 5 days back he had a comment. So I usually go by newest first. So obviously we have some newer comments here added in since then. But 5 days back. Okay, so 5 days back I'm seeing, let me open my picker wheel too, just so I can kind of double check where I ended off here. Saturday's Facebook. So I had John Jensen being the last one that I added in here. So John Jensen was here, and you're saying 5 days back. So let me go over here. So I got Ray's 6 days ago. So Ray to Sendy, Ivan or Yvonne, right? Then you got Vahog. So two different Vahogs, and then you got MM, Matt Schroeder, John Jensen, user Y4P, who just recently added that. So that's a newer comment. Here's Prax. So I do see you now, but I didn't see you before. So I'll add you in Prax. I just don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure out why it's not showing up for you as a comment. It's kind of what I'm thinking, because that's what I see. So like, if I miss something, let me know. But that, just so you know, like that's what I'm seeing. And obviously, Prax, I'm adding you in. That, not trying to exclude anyone, but I'm just letting you know that's what I saw. So I'm not trying to be like exclude again, not trying to exclude anyone. Just I didn't see the name, so that's just kind of where that is. Um, let's see. Gary H not on the wheel. Yeah, I know you had some issues with this, Gary. So we'll add you into the Facebook list as well for Saturdays. Um, hey Emmy Lizard, nice to have you here. Gary H, I can see the Discord. Okay, cool. Having trouble with YouTube. Got it. Prax, yep. So Prax, do you at least see what I'm seeing? Like, or can you, at least sympathize with me? I'm not like leaving you off on purpose. I mean, I see here. I just don't see a 5 days back anywhere here. So just a heads up, I didn't see on here, so I apologize if you were and just didn't show up for me. So that's kind of what I was seeing. What else we got here? Sup, Gujo? Nice to have you here. Dragon Paralyzer is in the house. So you did send a screenshot. Okay, I'll take a look at that in a little bit. Delete that. And I do have these links. The reason I posted these links is because I guess if us content creators push them more, the more you guys click on them to enter into the game. The content creators, so myself, Hero War Central, etc., do get emeralds proportion. I guess a certain amount of emeralds if there's a certain number of clicks on them from different users. So I guess that's kind of why these links are being pushed. That's why I posted them in the Discord this morning. I can post them somewhere like more friendly too, or something like that. What I personally did was I just pulled these links for myself, and I'm just like clicking on them every so often. But yeah, so apparently these two links that directly take you to the game, right? One for Facebook, one for web. The more that they get clicked on by different people, hypothetically, I guess I get a potential opportunity to get emeralds. So that's the benefit of the link. So no real direct benefit for you all. So um, I'm not going to push it too much, but I mean, obviously, if you guys can click it, great. If you can't, hey, you know what? That's okay too. But that is what's going on with the links. I know there were some questions about that before. I had no idea what they did before um, either. I just learned about it probably like a couple days ago. So just kind of sharing that with you guys. I know you guys may or may not have heard of that, and so I just wanted to kind of keep you guys up to date. Some of you guys, I believe, have. I'm sure Hero War Central has mentioned it, but if you, didn't hear that or whatever, that's kind of what you get there. Um, but yeah, okay. I am currently not in New York. Yeah, that's true. I am not currently in New York. I am currently in California right now. So yeah, the time difference definitely changed for me. So like, I definitely am having some days where I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot that the live stream is like adjusted, and I'm like used to doing it at a certain time, and so definitely does push off some of the or push back it adjusts the time on some of these starts sometimes, and I apologize for that. Um, Sometimes I can't always control that, but yeah, just kind of doing a lot of different things right now in California for a little bit. So that is the current situation. All right, so we're gonna update a sticker here. Gotta make sure that we're doing that. So we're just gonna send love out to the fam in the form of Leanne there as we're talking here. Um, hey Anthony Smith, nice to have you here. Who else we got in the comments here? We got John Lesson saying, "Hey Jay, great info. Having trouble with Discord, keeping solid blue screen. Who do I talk to?" Yeah, so Discord can be a little tricky, John. I'm trying to figure out what is the best thing to do. If it's an app, I would delete the app and reinstall it or restart your device. Sometimes for me, restarting the device gets things done. I don't know why, can't explain it, but sometimes that rectifies the Discord issue. Other times, Discord just has new updates, and so like those are kind of the two biggest things I see that can make differences or changes in how Discord works. It's pretty rare, but it does happen. Definitely had some issues here and there, John. Um, Prax, I will take a look at that screenshot. Let me see here. Um, hmm, Interesting. So it does show that. I mean, in the screenshot, I can clearly see your comment, but that didn't show up for me in the YouTube. That's weird. I'll look at YouTube. Maybe it's hidden in another way on YouTube, and that's why it's not showing up for me. But I'll double check. I know YouTube's been doing some weird stuff. There's been a lot of different changes on YouTube, and they make changes like every week. So I can't keep up with like I get probably like 2 or 3 emails a week from YouTube saying all these new updates and things that they're messing with. So I mean, I'm not gonna blame anyone. I think YouTube's always kind of doing something. So if nothing else, we'll blame YouTube for any any little mistakes or hiccups that happen. So we'll get that all sorted. I'm not really sure, but I'm glad that you let me know, and we'll make sure that you're on the picker wheel for next Saturday. Sorry that we didn't have you on there earlier, but we'll get it all sorted. Um, Incognito, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Francis says, "Is California a long-term thing or more temporary?" It's kind of like a limbo thing right now, Francis. I'm kind of thinking that it might be like a year kind of a deal, but it's not like it's not permanent situation right now. I'm kind of like in the limbo, like kind of figuring things out, like kind of working, kind of not, kind of getting things sorted. So it's kind of like I'm in an in between period. I'm kind of like trying to figure out if it's going to be a long term stay or not. And there's not really a solid answer one way or the other yet. Hopefully, hopefully that's as honest as I can get there. There's not really, I don't know. It's kind of like the best answer, but that's kind of where we're at. So we'll see how it goes. But we got promoted. I'm not complaining about that. Yeah, so here we go. This is like, they give emeralds out for the links that get clicked on actively. Um, I didn't promote it at all, so I'm not blaming anyone for that. I didn't even know that the links really had any benefit. I was told that they might, but we weren't given any information. So the people who got rewards, good for them. But yeah, not really something that we were told explicitly how to kind of push. So yeah, sorry, going back to that. Um, Gujo says, "Yo, Praxis still need to come to work in Hotlanta. They always need more lawyers here. Montlick and Associates. Yeah, hey, I am definitely not opposed to that. But the crazy thing is, yeah, no, I'm definitely not opposed to it. I will say it's tough because there's kind of like a fine line of like legal work is definitely interesting, right? Like I like it, but I will also say that there are also other opportunities that like my friends have been like hitting me up with like, hey, we have this job in real estate, or like we have this job in X or Y that like, hey, like you'd work a lot less hours in terms of like versus law, and you'd make more money. And it's like that's pretty tempting too, like when your buddies are like hitting you up with that. So like I don't know, it's tough because like obviously I really like um doing the legal work, but also if it doesn't make sense, that's another consideration. So I'm just kind of like in between, like what I want to be doing ultimately with all that. But yeah, definitely, I'm never opposed to you looking at new areas, and Atlanta. I'll have to look into that a little bit, and definitely gonna look into Montlick and Associates. Apparently, all right. So we'll take a look at that, Prax. Yeah, I am not sold on anything yet. I'm still like figuring everything out. So still a lot of time, and that's kind of where we're at right now. But okay, I don't want to miss out here. We got physical damage with a marksman in arena. So we gotta do this here. I think Kark is a warrior, so marksman would have to be someone like Jew, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna take you out, and then marksman. Other than Jew, I'm not. Who else is a marksman that I have that is available? Don't think I have too many that are strong that are available. Let's see how many. So we got Daredevil, who's an option, but not a great option for me personally. So looks like I might roll with a something like when we're battling Osh. I don't know if we're gonna win, but I'm really kind of just going at it for more of a damage perspective. So I think we'll do it. We'll just go for the attack and see how that all plays out. And Breck says beats electrical engineering. That just turns into a wrench. I mean, hey, I'll take your word for it. I don't know. I'll take your word for it, though. But yeah, no, definitely a lot of opportunity out there, a lot of different things to consider. Can't really just nail down just one thing for sure yet that I'm at. I mean, I feel like with any job, right? There's always a fine balance of work, life, and then obviously for the financial aspect, I feel like everyone has that same consideration, right? Like obviously everyone wants to make some money, but the question is like, at what cost? So like how many hours am I putting in, et cetera, et cetera, So hey, electrical engineering sounds like a pretty dang good job, but I don't really know. You're telling me it turns into a wrench, so I believe you. I believe you. Did we just win that matchup? I was not paying attention. Oh, we did. Wow, I'll take the win. So looks like the defense there, not terrible or the offense there from our buddy Jew, not the worst. Not the worst. We'll take it. We'll take it. Nice little win there. Airship here. Let's check that out. Um, Pretty standard stuff. I feel like in the airship, nothing's really changed. I will say in Hero Wars Mobile, um, I think some of you guys may know, some of you guys may not. What happened was, so the airship, there's like a new like game mode that they're testing out. It's not great. I don't really play it much, um, but it's something that I would definitely check out. So I'm not like sold on that aspect of the game mode. There's this one where you're like fighting in a ship and you're fighting other ships. I don't know. Hero Wars Mobile has some interesting stuff going on. The other thing too is Grand Arena is not Grand Arena. I think I mentioned this before, but now it's actually kind of a fun game mode. The only problem is there's not very many puzzles, but it is very puzzly. So for those of you guys who like initially started playing Hero Wars for the puzzle, I mean, you can always consider downloading Hero Wars Mobile and just starting an account just to play like the 4 or 5 mini games that they have on Grand Arena, or where Grand Arena used to be. It's called the City Gate now. I wish I could show it to you guys, but once you complete, though, it's kind of a bummer that Hero Wars Mobile just has you saying like, "Oh, you've completed all the levels." I feel like you should be able to redo them. They're pretty easy, but they are like kind of like the commercials ads now. So like we can't completely say, well, at least I can't completely say they're way off with the advertising. They're a little closer than they used to be, but they're still pretty far off. Um, but there are some of those aspects that we didn't see before, and we still don't really see too many mini games, in my opinion. And when I say mini games, I'm talking about those ones where you raise the warrior to fight another one, or those ads that we see, for example, like where you're like save the princess, unlock the things. Um, that's something that you actually see in the City Gate, not event, but City Gate aspect of the game, but that you don't see in Hero Wars Facebook or web currently. So I mean, just something that I want to point out because I think someone mentioned or asked me about that recently. I know it's often like a very talked on point is like Hero Wars, their ads are a little bit off from uh, what you actually get. But there is some aspect of Hero Wars Mobile that is slowly implementing that. So if anyone from Hero Wars Facebook or web developer team is watching this, and I'll make a point to mention it, not the worst idea. Actually, kind of enjoyed the events that we had that were circumvented or not circumvented that were related to to that, and I'll show you guys kind of what I'm looking at in the near future here. I did take video of it. I just haven't had a chance to post it. The event actually happened, I want to say, a week or two ago with a fisherman. It was a fisherman event, kind of cool. I'll get around to showing you guys. Rantop, good afternoon. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Currently, I'm kind of just going through a couple things here. It looked like one of my guild mates had started up this adventure and was waiting for another player to hop on and take down this evil cleaver that we have on this level. I think it's a 130 boss. Don't quote me on that, but it is like one of the, I think it's the second to last adventure. I kind of just clicked on which one had someone still in it, but definitely, one of the funner adventures. I feel like with these adventures, they become increasingly easy with the advent of Asgard and pets. I mean, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I definitely feel like they've definitely made a huge impact. And I think we've had an easier time. So physical damage resist, we got to go with magic attack here. But that's what I've noticed more recently. Also, kind of cool, we got double mage bonuses here. I'm going to try to take advantage of that here. Let's take a look. What else can we do? We're going to do Isaac here because there is Maya here who deals a considerable amount of magic damage. We'll ride that. I mean, we could have put Nebula in there, but a lot of different options as well. Simon, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Normally asleep when I do live streams. I hear you. Yeah, the time's kind of all over the place. I know we got a lot of different time zone people, which is awesome. A lot of different players and a lot of different perspectives, which is always ideal in my opinion. You never want just like one demographic. You want to have as many different people as possible who play Hero Wars, and it's always very helpful because someone always finds something that's kind of cool and there's nice to share. So, all right, we got that defeat done. Looks like we've just got the boss left, and you know what that means? That means we're going with the standard Osh takedown team here. And I think, well, we obviously would like to have Oliver here. The better options, Fenris with Albus there. This one is fine, and we will go for an attack here. I think we should be fine. Really, you had Judge with a triple buff in an adventure. That's kind of cool. I can't really say that I've ever had that occur. I just recently noticed the double buffs showing up a lot more often for myself, but I don't know if that's because I've been paying more attention or if that's because I finally strengthened my team enough to use different heroes that can utilize these buffs. Because a lot of times I only had Kark or that one warrior team, so a lot of times warriors or physical attack was just debuffed. And I didn't ever see a double or even triple buff. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Merrick says Isaac doesn't get charged by Maya. She only does pure damage. Isaac only silences her. Okay, I did not know that, but I'll take the silence on her too. She does deal a fair number. I thought she did do a little bit of magic damage, but I guess it's all pure damage. Okay, I got to look at that again. That's probably just my misremembering. You're probably 100% right. But I will say the silence obviously really helps. Maya has a poison skill and a healing, so to prevent both of those with your silence is never a bad thing, or even one of them, quite frankly. I probably should have used Albus here instead of Axel. I'm seeing that surviving doesn't look to be a huge challenge here. We're going to go ahead and skip, but I think we're going to need a second hit. Oh, we got it done in one hit. All right, we'll take that. I guess we didn't need Albus, but yeah, all in all, nice little win there. Completed this adventure, and I do have 2 portal charges I just picked up that I'd like to use. So we will end the adventure, and we will simply raid that adventure now, which I believe is the second one. So yeah, it is still level 130, but it's the 12th stage of the level 130. We've done 13. The 13 one just is a rotating map, as you guys know, where you just see a bunch of the lower class maps, right? But it does make it more difficult because there are some of those maps where you can't afford to lose more than one matchup. So this one was very forgiving. We had 10 where I could try to take down the boss and didn't need that many. So, okay, let's see Axel here. Still trying to up this little guy. Axel, then going to go to Fenris. Been saying that for a minute. Chorus, still very far off, but less than 250 now in terms of the soul stones required to get to that absolute, which I think will happen sooner rather than later. So I'm not too worried about it, but definitely a slow going process there. Was anyone able to max out a pet during the time that last pet event went on? I wonder. Very, very curious. Praxis 13 on 10 is hard. So yeah, I think 10. We had that one the other day, I want to say, and we did do it, but it definitely was kind of risky business. And the other thing too is because of the, yeah, I think you're right. It is 10. 10 has that one where the last route, you're just kind of waiting there and sitting. Well, the first two routes kind of intertwine and work all the way towards the end, but it definitely is kind of one of those tougher adventures, I would say, because it is less forgiving. There's less opportunity to make a mistake. So, yeah, okay. So we looked at the pets there. And I am curious if anyone was able to absolute or max out a pet during that last event because I think it was a good opportunity to get a lot of different rewards, but still, kind of limited. But I still think it was very possible to get some nice little goodies there. All right, I'm gonna max out this physical attack trait here for our buddy Ishmael on physical attack, making him a little bit stronger. And we'll go to Judge as well. And we can probably upgrade something on Judge. I think we'll go with the magic defense and we'll just get it close to the next one, but we won't go all the way. So 712 to 766. Gift of Elements is complete, so there's nothing we can do there. But I'm hoping maybe there's something else we can look at in a second here. I will open 10 here. I don't love opening 10, but I will do it because we get one Core Soulstone, but really more because I wanted the pet potions. I just like having the ability to go from level 1 all the way to level 130 anytime we get a new pet. So that's really kind of why I keep collecting them. It's not super necessary, but that's why I'm doing it. You will need eggs soon for upcoming events. And as we talked about the other day, I don't think we'll have Summer Festival this month, but very, very likely we have it in July. I'm thinking it's probably going to be earlier in July than late July, like it was last time. But don't quote me on that. I'm not, the spokesperson on determining whether that is the case or not. But I do think it's a very, very likely we see Summerfest in July, not in June. But I'm going to be prepared as if it is coming at the end of June. 2 years ago, we had it at the end of June, and last year we had it at the end of July. So definitely just some things to consider there for sure. Simon says tomorrow's event have daily tasks of Tower, Outland, and Adventures. There are a lot more, but the ones to save, wait for are those events are Blackbeard's Legacy and Foundations of Power. Foundations of Power, looking forward to that one. The trying to think, the Blackbeard's Legacy, it's okay. I don't love it as much as some of the other events because it is only 3 days. But it's very similar, I think, to, if I remember correctly, kind of like CyberCon, but it has like a little bit of a side quest. But overall, nothing crazy. It's kind of how I perceived it. But we'll see, and we'll see if they did anything to change. But yeah, good info there, Simon. Appreciate you sharing that and helping us out with that. But yeah, Tower Run, Outland, and Adventure. So all things that I've already done today, but that's okay. We'll probably see that event very, very soon. So I'm looking forward to that. Cosmic Season, another event that I'm just enjoying, kind of. Slowly trying to progress. This one, though, I'm a little bit worried about obtaining the hero soul stones from the heroic chest. Always, for me, seems to be a tougher play unless I get really lucky with an 18 pull or use emeralds, which I'm really trying not to. But if I have to, I will. All right, Merchant, let's see here. Is there anything we can grab to upgrade our heroes? Not really seeing too much. We will grab the ghostly blade, but I don't really see too many things that are going to be useful to me in the short term. Okay, so because of that, I think what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to simply open these here, and I'm going to just grab a bunch of these green ones because that's what Isaac and Sebastian both need, is a bunch of these agility crystals, excuse me. So hopefully that'll help me a little bit out there. I'm tempted to kind of open up some of these choice of insignias as well and choice of greater insignias, but I think I'm going to hold off just until I figure out exactly what I need. And then I'm going to like quickly anything from Load Runner or lately. I haven't seen anything from Load Runner lately. Not really sure. He might still be doing work. Does anyone know? I haven't heard anything from him in a minute. Um, but I mean, it's also possible that I just need to like double check. Maybe he edited his site just slightly, but I hadn't noticed anything from him recently. Incognito though was able to max out three soul stone or flawless stones for Albus on his +3. He has one flawless remaining and two excellent. Nice. You are well on your way because I think the flawless ones are the most nuisancey, right? Those are these guys here. And then you have the excellent, which are a lot easier to finish out, which is why I'm going about it the way I'm going about it, which is starting with the flawless. So very nice. Very nice, Incognito. Love to hear that. Um, Let me see. All right. So last bit of business here that I had to take care of before we went to the picker wheel. I think I'm just going to open up some of these altar openings. And I think what I'm going to try to do for y'all next time though is we'll have a little bit more to talk about. I know obviously the last couple of events for me just haven't been super exciting, and I've been kind of all over the place in terms of coast to coast, if you will, which has kind of not allowed me to focus on kind of what's been going on with Hero Wars. But we will talk a little bit more in depth. I think we're going to look. I think the goal is to look a little bit more at Dante and kind of. I think someone mentioned here different tanks. So I'm kind of thinking, maybe I start talking a little bit more about um, some of the tank options when we're looking at Grand Arena, and maybe some different combinations that work well with tanks. Might have some teams put together for us next week. That's kind of the game plan right now. But yeah, all right. So let me go ahead and exchange emeralds once. And once we look at this wheel, we will go to the picker wheel and have some official winners for today before we wrap up. Again, Sundays, shorter streams, don't want to go too long, but always enjoy having you all hang out here with me here. So Dragon also says Martha, Fafnir, and Nebula will get celestial skins very, very soon. Yeah, I'm also trying to think. There were some other skins that I saw recently too that were like maybe that was, yeah. I wanted to say like maybe beach skins, but I think that was on mobile, and we did have them actually for Rufus and some others. But you're saying Martha, Fafnir, and Nebula Celestial skins to come soon. So, um, I mean, there's a lot. Well, there's a lot going on here. Definitely to note. Prax says Ziri needs an upgrade. I kind of agree. I do think that Ziri is kind of due for some kind of an update for sure. I couldn't tell you exactly like what that change needs to be or what that change needs to be to ultimately make her effective. But as she stands now, she's just not very usable at all. At least in my opinion. I mean, some people use her. I just don't see it very often though. All right. With that though, we've got a couple of winners today. We're gonna have two Facebook and two web winners. Again, reminder on the web side of things, kind of short on on skin, so you might have to be pretty patient and wait it out a little bit. Just full disclosure, but Facebook, we're not having any shortages. Web, we are a little bit just on the skin stones, but that's just because, again, Hero Wars Web, we're getting things sorted. It's just taking a little bit longer to get everything finished out. All right. So with that, let's get our picker wheel ready here. Believe we had everyone who wanted to be on here, who, if they missed, I think they got their, I think they got it in, but if not, let me know, and we'll make sure you're on here next time if I missed you. But I think I got everyone based off of the names and lists here that I had on the Discord. So, all right, with that being said, let's see who our first winner for today is. Good luck to everybody. Let's take a look. And the first winner is Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith, congratulations. You are our lucky winner today on Facebook. We've also got one more winner, so don't go anywhere. Let's see who it is. Our second Facebook winner for today is going to be. It is Cobra. So Cobra and Anthony Smith are our two lucky winners. We've got two more coming up, though, really quick before we end today's shorter Sunday stream. Tomorrow or next week, we'll have a slightly longer Saturday stream, starting to look a little bit more seriously at Summerfest and some different heroes, potentially tanks, but I haven't solidified that yet. But we will definitely shore that up very, very soon. Let's see who our third winner is here. It is going to be Guzil. Guzil is our web winner. Congratulations. We got one more winner coming up on web as well. So we'll have a total of 4. All right, let's see. We got Anthony Smith, Cobra, Guzil, and Daddy Do. Daddy Do is our 4th winner of today. Congratulations. We'll be having more winners next weekend. We'll have one of each, right? Facebook and web on Saturday and Sunday. So with that being said, thank you again for hanging out with me here on this live stream. Look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon in Dominion, and hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday and weekend. All right, Anthony, I'll send you those right now, but we will get everything sorted out. All right, let me write this down. 1045096.